Okay, this is Spencer again, and I'm going to show you just another seam repair. I'm going to show you the benefit of having the seam roller, which you can decide for yourself whether or not you'll use it. This is the tool. And what I'm doing right now, this wallpaper is in a bathroom. It's very dry. The air is very dry. And the wallpaper is sort of, I would say it's brittle. So you got to be very careful that it not rip. But there is a chance when you're repairing it that it rip. So, and if it does rip, you're looking at, just a little repair. It's not a terrible ordeal if it tears. But let's try to repair this. So the first thing that I did is wet the wallpaper. I wet it. I'm wetting it. You could use a spray bottle or just a saturated cloth. I use both. My spray bottle is not spitting out the water properly, so why am I wetting the paper? Well, here's why. When you apply the glue, the dry paper is going to draw the moisture out of the glue. The glue is, because it's going to form a suction, it's going to suck the moisture. Okay, you put any moist thing up against something dry that absorbs, it will suck the moisture out of it. Now, glue is designed to form a bond. If you have a disproportionate amount of liquid in your glue, and with the thing that you're expecting to bond, if there's a disproportionate amount of liquid in it, it won't do what it's supposed to do. So, to make up for that, this backing absorbs moisture. You have to make that moist. Not soaking wet. It's not going to do you any good to make it soaking wet. But you want to fill the fibers in this backing with moisture. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it if it's moist. It feels like a damp cloth, but not soaking wet. And this is the same thing you're doing when you're taping with mud, and you embed the tape. You're causing a suction to take place with something that's dry, which is the tape and the mud, and that's what makes it stick. In this case, you want to make sure that this has enough moisture in it so that it doesn't draw a disproportionate amount of moisture out of the glue, and in order that the glue do its job. Okay, I'm just waiting here until I'm comfortable that this is moist enough. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the glue application. 1 second. Now here's my glue. I put a combination of clay-based glue, and both from Roman, clay-based glue, and the universal wallpaper adhesive, and I mix them together because I want a very strong adhesive. And since you can see the color in it has clay in it, and so I'm just going to get this in there. Alright, so So now, I'm just going to gently put this back together. Let's be gentle. Very gentle. Because remember, it's now that it's not brittle because I wet it, it should go back for me. But remember, it can tear. So you want to use something soft. And that's why I'm using my thumb to just push it back into place. I'm bending the paper back. This is by no means anywhere near done. You see right here? Watch this. See it come back up? Watch this. That's because the absorption isn't fully completed into the backing. If it were completed, it wouldn't be coming up. So I'm just keep pushing this down. Oh, the cat is here. You can see the cat. Okay, so 2 last things to do. One of them is let's push this down and distribute the pressure of the applicator. We're distributing the pressure, meaning from here to here. We're putting pressure on the whole piece so that it become one. Alright, the cat likes the job. Now, you see from this that it's going back into place because I'm forcing the fibers to receive the moisture of the glue and the water together. If you wet it too much, it's like anything else. It's not going to stick. As long as it's not dripping wet, you're good. Now, this is what I didn't show you in the last video. This gets the seams. When you're doing a seam repair, I like this. But when you're doing this on newly installed wallpaper, I don't like it because it displaces the glue. You can see track marks on it. So I'm not crazy about this tool for wallpaper installation. So you see what I'm doing? That's really quote-unquote nailing down the seam. Alright? One more show. I'm pushing, not too hard. I don't want to discolor the wallpaper. But I'm pushing firmly down on them. I'm giving it about 7-8 pounds of pressure. Alright? Now, I'm satisfied that my seam is down. I got to get this glue up. If you wait too long for the glue and it dries, on a color like this, you could run the color. It could pull the color off. So just be careful to clean the seams. You're not going to compromise the seam by doing this. Meaning that it will come up again because your seam is pressed down very tight. Now this will dry. Now, why doesn't the seam match up? Well, when the paper was installed, I'm taking a stab at this. I'm just repairing the seams here. I did not install this wallpaper. But it seems to me that the paper, when it was put on, it was this wide and then it shrunk. And this is why you see the seam. And that's why the wallpaper, most wallpapers you need to book it, which means you need to let the wallpaper, the backing absorb the moisture of the glue. And so it expands, and then when it goes up, it doesn't shrink. It already takes, that process takes place when you let it book. Anyway, it's better than what it looked like. It was off, you could get your finger under there, but now you can't. The seam is pretty much intact. I'm not going to stretch this paper. I would tear it. So this is the consequence, and that's why it's good if this happens that you paint underneath your wallpaper the same color that's in your paper. Something like this, they probably should have painted it. You'd never see this unsightliness here. Okay, this is Spencer, and if you like the video, please click on like. Please subscribe. This way I can make more videos that are helpful to both me and to you. Thank you.